Don't you know we all cheer for Magnus Danger D?
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wonderful people, marine biologists and garbage collectors all. Hello there and welcome to another fabulous edition of Onwards to Victory with your host Magnus Danger Magnus, where I interview and basically have a bit of a chinwag with some of the most interesting, charismatic, and just plain fucked, cooked people in the history of the universe. Today, my guest is quite an enigma, quite a new and exciting superstar on the scene, who I have been touring with. Here we are here in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Festival 2024. And my guest today is part of the cast of Showman Productions that we've been doing a bunch of shows with. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, like, comment, subscribe. That's right. The producer's staring right at me. Like, comment, subscribe, because the algorithm is a hungry beast that must be overcome with the power of love and likes and that crap. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for me to introduce our guest. You are going to love the hell out of this individual. Please make a great deal of fuss for the fabulous Mr. Nathan Green. Hello, Mr. Nathan Green.
Hello, Magnus.
Hello. Now, Nathan, you do go by a bunch of different names. So I didn't ask before we began, but would you prefer we say ImagiNathan? Nathan Green, you want to be called the Clown?
ImagiNathan is...
ImagiNathan?
Yes, absolutely. Since I am the collective imaginary friend of everybody's internal 8-year-old, it is very important.
That's basically who you are. You've become a physicalized version of everyone's 8-year-old imaginary friend.
Yeah, it's the personification of your imaginary friend.
Wow, where do you collect them all?
I'm in your mind. You're all collecting me.
Wow, this got very heavy very early on. Well, look, still staying in the terrestrial realm, just briefly. We're working together. We're here both doing shows. We're doing Circus the Show. We're doing 3 shows a day here at the Edinburgh Fest. We're doing Circus the Show.
For breakfast.
Yeah, and then the Greatest Magic Show for lunch. Or brunch, really. And then,
it's definitely brunch.
Yeah. For tea time, we're doing the adults only magic show. And in Circus, you are the Clown to the Ringmaster. Mm. And we've been working together on this for... how long have we been doing Circus together?
It feels like a lifetime. I think it...
Straight off the bat. Okay.
Well, absolutely. It's like you...
Cliches be damned.
Yeah, you've become my father. You are my father.
Oh,
You're my show dad.
Yeah, in the show, I am your dad. Actually, we probably do need to do kind of a rewind here, because what we're going to do is I want everyone out there to know basically why should we give a shit about you? What? Tell them about how fabulous you are. The stuff. How did you get to where you are right now? Because clearly, looking at you, for those of you who are just listening, you are missing out, because this man is dressed like, oh my god, like 18 different people dressed him, and all of them were geniuses.
I have been tripping and stumbling into everybody's lives with joy and
You've been tripping.
Joy and love.
He's been tripping and stumbling.
Absolutely. So what led me here to this couch many, many, many moons and years ago was existing in my life in this
enigmatic?
Yeah. In the enigma of myself. And I literally fell into the space of clown. I did not know that I was clown. I did not know.
This is something I was hoping we could talk about, because now that you are a clown in a circus touring around, it really seems like it's what you were kind of born to do.
What it felt like to me is like the experience of knowing somebody that you're like, this person is queer. They are absolutely queer, and they're going to come out of the closet and they're going to realize it. But for me, the closet was clowning. It's like, why does it take me 25 more steps to do that?
Yeah.
And why is it funnier that I don't know?
I mean, it's a lot easier to find your tribe in the queer space. I mean, especially these days. But if your tribe is the circus and you're a clown, yeah. But honestly, there's like a clown-shaped hole that has been in the world, and we're just waiting for a Nathan to fall into it.
And I'm falling. And I've fallen very hard into it. Yeah. And I've got a background in social work and working with people.
Oh, that's the thing. That's what we need to find out.
Yeah,
about. So what's your background?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember to tell the people that I haven't met yet.
Yeah, there's like all of these people. They're going to be extremely excited. I mean, especially the ones viewing. They're going to be wanting to know what kind of series of choices wound up having you. I mean, for a man dressed like this who's a clown in the circus, how do you get into this? Yeah, what were the series of events that led you here?
Well, the series of events that led me here was when I was a disability support worker at a school. Mm-hmm. I was teaching some of the kids at that school how to juggle, just to help with their mental health, help them learn. And then I started to fall in love with juggling because of what that was doing for my brain.
Yeah.
And me being having the brain to follow any thread that's like, oh, this is fun. Oh, this is fun. I would like juggling. I started face painting, and then through face painting, I found like balloon twisting, and then through balloon twisting, I got taught like how to balloon. And then
there's all these clown gateway drugs. That you're on, clearly,
hitting up the latex, hitting up the
right,
yeah. And through the balloon twisting, through Balloon Universal, I met the wonderful producer Justin Williams.
Oh yeah.
Who eventually was the larger gateway into the clown role.
Oh my God! Yeah,
now.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
That Justin Williams producer guy, I've run into him. Man, he makes some weird stuff happen.
Oh, he'd make some weird stuff happen. I really wish he was like here and he could hear. That'd be really
That'd
nice.
be crazy. Then we'd have to stop talking about him.
Yeah, we would. If he was here, we would have to stop.
There. He's right behind this camera. So, support worker.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And how long ago? How long ago was that?
Now it was probably like 5 years, 6 years ago. And up until then, I'd been a support worker for about 12 years.
Wow.
And like crossed over with like working out of school for 5 of those years. And then literally left that school to join the circus.
To join our circus.
Yep. And I've just been like following my nose ever since. And my nose has found the hole in which it has been seeking. It's a little bubbly red hole.
Your nose has finally found the clown nose to which it was supposed to adhere to.
It's been missing its hat.
Before you were a disability support worker, when you were younger, you had a kind of a weird childhood.
Yeah.
With some difficulties to overcome.
Yeah. I certainly have. So I think before going into that,
is it okay to talk about?
Absolutely, I'd love to share.
Okay.
Had a lot of difficult like health conditions as a child. Like before the age of 4, I was admitted to hospital over 70 times for like asthma or hives. All these different like combinations of things.
The world was just trying to kill you.
Oh yeah, I've been allergic to exercise. I've been allergic to my own sweat. I am technically still allergic to exercise and also allergic to latex. As a high energy climb inside balloon performing clown
who practices safe sex.
Yes, he does.
That's difficult.
Is there going to be an ad up here just in this?
If you're going to fuck a clown, be sure to wear protection.
Yeah, they love little rain hats.
So you were allergic to your own sweat. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Well, that would then make you allergic to exercise. Well, I can understand this 70 times before you were 4 years old.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
you're kind of a miracle child. Yeah.
Yes, I am a miracle child. I was a bubble child for sure. Covered in.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, that's like a crazy full circle. So now, for those of you who don't know, in the show that we do together, in the finale of the show, Nathan does an act. It's called a climb inside, where you blow up a giant balloon and actually climb inside the balloon. So the fact that you were a bubble boy, you had plenty of practice for this growing up. It's like you're custom built to do this job.
I've been training my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah. All those years of being a latex allergy bubble boy, I'm now.
Oh my God, now you wind up climbing inside balloons for a living. Take that, society.
Take that, society, to your back face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of struggles with health, a lot of struggles with existing in like being able to do what others find just like natural.
Oh, babe, believe me, I know those fabulous stories. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
trying to live in a world that's not designed for you in mind. Yeah, of course. Yeah. All that good stuff. Mental health at an all-time high, folks. Hey, let's go. Yeah. So you rebelled against that by By what? What happened between 4 and starting to become a disability support worker?
Around the 17 mark, where my health hit an all-time low.
Wow.
So I went to Central Australia with school for like 3 weeks, came back, clean skin was fine. I went to the bathroom and came back, and my entire body, head to toe, was covered in bright red lumpy rash.
Wow.
No additional feeling. Everything's fine. Just looked like a topographical map mixed between a tomato.
Jeez.
Not a good look. And then, that just existed like that for a few weeks, and took my dog for a walk, came back, throat swelled over, rushed to hospital. And that began the next 4 years of my life of being in experiences where I could be sitting on a couch like this, stand up, and then
Out of nowhere.
clean skin to full anaphylactic, rush to hospital on a cocktail of between 8 and 12 tablets every day. I'd be awake for a day, asleep for a day, with all of the like.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that it was this serious. I mean, when you said, I've heard that you had childhood stuff. I mean, when you're little, but yeah, like 70, this is formative years.
So I first had this like reaction, this like allergy when I was 4 for about 18 months.
Yeah.
And then it went away. And then I had like asthma and like gentle kind of allergies. I was like not a very sporty kid. I was more into like art and
No kidding.
yeah.
Cal Surprise.
Can you tell?
Yeah. I mean, did they figure out what it is? What's going on? Does anybody know? Is it a mystery illness? Is it still play? How did you get over this? Whatever the fuck.
I can answer all of these questions in 3 easy payments of $19.95.
Let's go. I'll pay. Well, we got a producer. He'll pay you after this.
I've been given the name of chronic idiopathic urticaria, which means really bad, happens a lot, no idea why.
You notice that it sounds a lot like chronic idiopathic. I don't care. Like, and then, do you think maybe the doctor was fucking with you? I was like going, oh my god, this guy keeps coming in.
This guy again?
Yeah. Look, he
This
wants an
lumpy
answer.
boy,
Okay,
get
look,
outta
you've
here.
got chronic idiopathic. I don't care you. Yeah.
Here's a doctor's certificate.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah.
Get out of my office.
Okay. All right. So it means really, genuinely, it means chronic idiopathic
So chronic-
urticaria.
Chronic means like really bad, happens
Yep.
a lot. Urticaria means rash. And
Yep.
idiopathic, we don't know.
Okay.
It just means it's a bad rash that
Idiopathic-
happens for who knows why.
Jeez, it's great that they have such a big, long, important sounding name that really just means. Okay. All right. And
how-
that's just been with you all this whole time.
Yeah. And how I found out was like I was noticing, and my family, my mum, my
Yeah.
parents, super supportive of like going to the ends of the earth to figure out what was this and trying to sort it out. And I was, we're aware that it was like when I exercise, when I exert myself,
Yeah.
my body breaks out in this rash.
Yeah.
So go to the doctors and be like, so when this happens, this is the response. And the doctors are like, well, no, you can't do exercise. Blah, 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 blah. The book says it can't happen.
Oh,
Blah,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Doctors. Yeah.
Yes. So they're like, okay, run up and down these stairs 20 times and come back to us.
Okay.
I got to 8 times before they admitted me.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So so then that experience, that time was when it skyrocketed me in all of these like cocktails of medication to keep it at bay. And then it also kept all elements of Nathan at bay. Like I was asleep for a day, awake for a day. There was not much happening in.
So it was affecting your personality?
Oh yeah. And there was like, I got like exceptionally depressed because like I'm going to school with people who can just like walk, you know?
Yeah.
They can just do stuff. Like I would go into a certain classroom and then like I would just flare up.
Wow.
I would say I was allergic to maths because I'd always go into my maths classroom and then have to leave because my face would be.
So you'd get like a stress response to start sweating and then like, break out.
Literally had a doctor's note to say that I didn't have to join sports. That was pretty good.
So what's that like? You can't do anything physical. You can't exert yourself and your personality is being suppressed by a bunch of chemicals.
There was times when I was like, oh, it's fine. That's just the way it is. But like it was like when I was like 18, 19. When I was like 18, it really sucked. Like I was like starting to like go like downward spiral.
Way down the spiral.
Yeah. And then I was like starting to rebel. I was like, well, I don't want to fucking take this meds. Like, I don't want to do that. So I wouldn't. And then I would end up in hospital. So, okay, well, I kind of have to. So through like months, like I went through the experience of like having to accept that like my body's response is different to everybody else's response.
You've got a nervous system that when something happens, boom, it makes this happen.
Yeah. So that was a really hard space to come to, like to accept that it's like, well, this is like the like that you can do this, but this is how I have to do that thing.
Right.
Like, but it was probably one of the most freeing things for me to recognize like, oh, okay, cool. I'm finding the edges of myself. I'm finding all of like the little hidden compartments of me. Yeah. And shining like my own light on them, being like, okay, cool. Well, I can't change this the way I'd like to, but I can make it change me for the better.
Well, it clearly it's worked out for you.
It really, really clearly.
I would think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I did have an experience with this. There was like a change moment of when it was like a bad response, like the physical side of it was bad.
You had a particularly bad attack, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it was like for months and months. But then,
wow. Okay.
With like the medication, I moved like to like a single one. Found an epic doctor who's a retirement
who didn't talk like.
No, he was full retired. He'd been retired for like 10 years, but
he came out of retirement to fix you.
Closed his books.
Oh yeah,
because he was just like trying to like taper out. But then I came to him and he's like, "Okay, yes,
all right,
this
is some serious chronic idiopathic.
Yeah, this kid's clearly an idiot.
Yeah,
well, he's got a doctor's note to prove it.
I want to change that. I don't carry to I do carry. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So my experience with him was getting onto this medication where I could take one, and what that did for my life was that opened me up to that opened my world. I could move. I could walk. I got into pole dancing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you can now start moving, you're like, oh shit, I'm going to do everything.
Yeah, I did, and
especially if you're at 17, 18, 19 that you've been cloistered inside of a goddamn. You've been closeted.
I was closeted.
And then now finally they gave you a pill to get you out of the closet. Oh. Wow. Man. At this point, you're just like a shotgun, scattershot I'm going to do everything. I'm going to try everything. I'm going to do whatever I can finally move. Man, where did you said pole dancing?
Yeah.
You must have, yeah.
I'd like also, from this, because I haven't been able to move.
Yeah.
I was testing the bounds of my physical form. And most people usually do that at a young age, very young age, like toddler-esque age, where they can break bones and fix them really quickly. But I'm doing my toddler phase at about 19. So I break my elbow really badly.
I've heard that this is a thing, that you've got a story about this.
Yeah. Well, I was doing dumb shit all the time. Like now I'm in circus. Now I'm doing circus. But there was a period of time where I broke my collarbone because somebody just held a hula hoop out. Was like, here, jump through this. I'm like, okay. So I did.
Right.
But I didn't roll. I didn't tumble. I just dived like I would water. Because I'm a grade A idiopathic.
Hey. Well, okay.
Yeah, so that was my collarbone. But the wrist, the last bone I've broken.
This is the most recent.
This is the most recent one.
Before you've been saved by the circus, and now you can put all this energy into something.
So I've
less destructive.
That's right. So like I was following my nose into clown. Right. I was following my nose. I'm like, oh, clown's like actually like really intriguing me. I'm like really interested. I don't know much about it. I want to try this. And then so like I set my sights for clown o'clock to do like a drop in space with the clown o'clock, and then.
For anyone who doesn't know, you want to tell what Clown O'Clock is?
Clown O'Clock is a Melbourne-based collective of clowns that run like night classes where you come and be silly. You just come and play. Yeah. By like beautiful, silly
clowning.
motherfuckers. Yeah. Open source.
And you're like, this appeals to me.
Yeah.
And there's something about this I like. I'm going to go do it.
Just drew me in. And then after like I'd sign up for that, I get a call from Justin Williams, and like, hi, I've got an idea. I've written a show, and I have a role that I really want you to say yes to because I've written it for you.
Right. Yeah. He wrote it with you in mind.
Yeah. I've got you in mind. I'm not going to tell you much. Like we were just on the phone. I'm not going to tell you much. I'll tell you in person. So 4.5 hours later on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm in. Yeah. I was like in from the first minute of the call. And so this.
And you just to be clear, you hadn't done any stage work before. No. This is like you were just a guy that he knew. And you had an interest, but the clowning interest came first.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then Justin called you and said, hey, do you want to be in a stage show?
Yeah.
A stage show which now happens to be playing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the biggest arts festival in the world. And it's been, well, I think it was pretty much a sold-out season, right?
I think. Yeah. 3, to my knowledge, at least 3 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
This season.
There you go. Yeah. And you're kind of like the linchpin of the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a good. No, it's a good thing. The Axis Mundi. Yeah, the show basically revolves around your character, and so you hadn't done any stage stuff before.
No, absolutely not.
And you had this 4.5 hour conversation. They said, "Hey." You were like, yeah, I'm in. Well, of course, yeah.
Of course I'm in.
This is like a bolt from the blue.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing some threads pop up that I can like I can throw in that I think you would enjoy as well. We'll try to like I'll try to close off the wrist breaking story as well.
Okay. Yeah. Hit me with the good shit. Let's go.
So all right, we'll power. So the wrist. So I start training with Justin. Start learning the show. We start like going to rehearsals, we like start like doing all of the things, training, like figuring out like how like to like enter
all
into this clown space.
Stuff.
Yeah, all of this.
Yeah,
going to rehearsal. It's great, amazing, so much fun. Justin was running. I'm going to throw him under the bus here. He was running a little bit late. I'm there, and I'm like, oh great, I got time, so good. I'm gonna go around the corner to the skate park. Awesome. So went to skate park, threw my skates on because I was obsessing with skates, and dropping into this bowl.
Right.
And it's the biggest bowl I've ever dropped it. It's like 3 tiers. It just keeps freaking going. So like I drop in and I'm trying to like I'm trying to go in and come out like the other side, do like a full rotation and come back down.
Sounds, I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds very simple.
It's very simple, very, it's just
okay. But you're talking about fucking somersaults and shit on skates.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So how did it work out, Nathan? What happened?
Oh, I wonder. You're on the edge of your seats. So I do the first and I stack it. I'm all right, but I stack it. I'm like, okay, I'll try again. Second, stack it. And then I get a call from Justin. He's like, oh, I'm here. I'll be this many minutes. It's like, great. Okay. I should finish. And like my body's and my brain is also telling me like, oh, I'm tired. Like I should stop. No, just one more. I'm so close. So I did. I went for one more, and folks, it did not go well. So I go up, beautiful. The release into the air was amazing. The come down.
It's the returning to the ground part. That's
the sky was brilliant. It was gravity that was was being a bit of a bitch
when you're dealing like with fast motion, the solids and gases. The gases aren't really a problem. It's the solids.
It's the solids, absolutely. Yeah. So I hit the deck. I laid too far back, braced myself, and sitting in the middle of this bowl, which up until this point, previously, I couldn't easily get out of. Like I would have like struggle around like a cat at the bottom of a well trying to get out of this like the escape bowl,
like a moth in a bath.
Yeah, moth in it. Absolutely. So I'm sitting at the bottom and I look at my arm and it's got a full S in it. And my brain's like, I'm not sure if that's how it looked before, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah. And then my brain's like, okay, I need to leave immediately before any feelings come. So like I just got up and ran up the side of the bowl with like my toe stops.
Whoa!
And just jumped on the bench, and then I told everybody at the park.
You ran up the side of the bowl, but still wearing skates.
Yes, had my
just
skates
using
on.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, which that's the important point. Previously, I could not get out of the bowl easy. It was like,
oh my god, the
chaos
footage of that would be worth millions. I would pay so much to see that.
Oh, me too.
A man with a broken like S-shaped wrist. like doing a ninja walk up the side of a vert bowl. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So I had like probably like 2.5 minutes before pain
You're like,
would
this
take
shock
over.
is not going to last
This-
that long.
No,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm gonna do all I can. So I jump on the bench, like the bench. I sit down and then I tell everybody around me, I'm like, you, I need this. You, I need this. I need you to call this person. I need you to put the phone to my face.
Oh yeah.
I need to call an ambulance. And I called Justin, like, hey, probably not gonna make it to the rehearsal today.
Yeah.
Broke my wrist.
Roller skating.
Yeah. So we're sitting on the bench, and like this, yeah, we'll finish it because it's so funny. But sitting on the bench, and then behind us, oh, this is very apt because we're in Scotland. Behind us, across the oval behind me, a man just starts playing the bagpipes. So like I've completed telling everybody all of the
This is your
things.
motion for bagpipes.
Yeah.
Is this how bagpipes work? I think you're thinking of sea shanties.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, landlubbers.
No, those are sea shanties.
Oh, yeah.
Bagpipes is like this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's like squeezing a cat. You know? Yeah. So yeah, that was a beautiful framing of sitting on the park bench with
And
an
that
S
brings
bent
us
wrist.
full circle back to Scotland.
Yeah, back to Scotland.
And so, I mean, presumably your wrist healed at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You still roller skate.
Well, the important timeline on this was that my wrist healed. It was 9 weeks before the first season of Circus the Show.
Oh, okay.
So this happened. I got plates put in there. And this is my right hand. So I am like right dominant. At this point, I was also like getting into magic. So I was doing magic.
Oh,
It's
pretty hard to do magic with a busted up hand.
Yeah, I was doing clowning. Was like in the role? It's very physical. I
So
do
what?
a lot of lifting.
You're
and-
thinking at this stage, oh my God, I fucked my wrist.
Yes.
Am I going to lose this? Were you worried about? Was that something you were concerned about?
Wasn't going to lose it. I
Yeah.
wasn't concerned about that, but was concerned about whether.
I don't mean lose your wrist. I mean lose the role.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My poor wrist.
Yeah.
Where is it? I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah. Well, before you were talking about your
Yeah.
elbow being amputated. Yeah. So it's 9 weeks out from the opening, and you're like, okay, I got to clear this up. So, yeah, what were your feelings about that?
This kind of shit happens to me a lot in my life. It's like the last minute something crazy will happen, and then
Right.
immediately after everything is fine.
Yeah.
So like in
the
the
injury stuff.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
like also in like small moments in my life, but yeah, like the lead up to Circus, it was quite tense. Of like, oh, okay, have we done enough? Do I know enough?
Right,
Have we
yeah.
gone through the show enough? You know,
Like you were being trained.
I was being trained
to do the climb inside
Yeah.
and all of the bits and bobs and
and then
being directed. Yeah.
yeah, and then there was like I think about like a week. About a week prior to the first, like to the actual show happening, where we got to like actually like train the really important things.
Oh yeah, because you were finally get back on board.
Yeah, but it was wild because I was like, with even up until that point, like 2 weeks before, I couldn't lift much. I couldn't lift a grocery bag or like the strength in here was nothing. But then like I remember the first week. Even like after the first weekend of shows, I'd completely forgotten that my like wrist had been broken. It just felt like
because now you're doing shows.
yeah, and
now
that's
you're
just
finally into this world that you basically should have been doing your whole life.
yeah,
And you finally found this place that you're supposed to be in.
yeah. So it felt like for me like quite a chapter of like this. This is the wrist of Nathan past. And then this is the wrist of Nathan, present and future and beyond.
So breaking your wrist is like a sacrifice to the gods to begin this new and exciting clown life, which clearly is much better.
It's so much
Because
better.
now you're in Edinburgh and you're doing a show that's, you've got, I mean, we're in one of the biggest venues that's out here in any of the hubs and filling it up every day, and you're doing it all the time. Now, luckily, I mean, this is your first time here in Edinburgh.
This is my first time
And
here
you
in
really
Edinburgh.
I mean, how long have you been doing, that was your first stagecraft stuff?
Yeah, that was
First time on stage.
That was
So
my
how
first-
long ago was that?
That was to 2021.
So it hasn't really been that long.
No.
And I mean, this is a place that a lot of people maybe would work for years and years to try and get to, the Edinburgh Fringe.
And I've
in a
tripped
picture.
over and found myself here.
Yeah, right? Exactly. But that's kind of, I mean, that's evidence that
No, I have
kind of
also-
meant to be doing this.
Yeah, and
Right?
I have also like I'll prop myself. I work hard, and I have worked very hard.
Right.
To trip over and find myself in the right places.
Yeah,
it takes
you
a
gotta-
lot of work to fall and land in the right spot.
It does take a lot. You've got to be pretty observant to know when to fall over into stuff. Yeah. Well, but while you've been here, I mean, you've been no slouch. Just because you're only doing one show a day doesn't mean you've been a slouch. I know that you've been out here watching a lot of shows and doing your research, and especially clowning stuff and just basic stagecrafty things and soaking everything up like a sponge. Yeah. Thank you for that noise. The listeners will definitely enjoy that, especially anyone without the. In fact, the video people will enjoy it probably even more.
You get the extra little bonus.
Whoever's editing this, make sure you get a real serious zoom in on that mouth when he makes that. Yeah.
I hope I get the royalties to that one.
What have you found that you've learnt while you've been here? Because I mean, this is it. This is the Nexus. This is the biggest arts festival in the world. What have you found that's excited you?
I've found how much I know, and then I've also found how much I don't. Like this space, I even felt the largeness, the over-consuming bigness of this before it even began. Like before the Fringe had actually opened. Like was around. There was not that many people around, but I could just feel the impending energy of this experience, this festival, this entity.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's I've watched puppetry, circus, magic, just absurd shows. They have been like, that's kind of been like my focus.
Have you been
my
looking
draw.
for the absurd shows specifically?
Yes, I have. I also haven't had to look far.
No,
I really haven't had to look
there's
far.
no shortage of absurd shows here.
No.
I mean, it is, Is there something that you have found surprising? I mean, if you've been out here learning things for your own craft, right?
I have.
Because you haven't been doing this very long.
No.
But, I mean, clearly, if you're somebody who's supposed to be doing this, and now you find yourself in a position to be able to have an encyclopedic knowledge of all of the biggest geniuses in the world who do this same thing and be able to watch them, what have you, like, is there anything specific that you've been watching and you've gone, oh, that's amazing, that's incredible? What?
I think I'd love to drop an amazing quote me on my gravestone. But I think like the way that I work is like I soak in, and then like I'm feeling the things that I've seen and experienced and learned, kind of like swirl around me in this like ethereal kind of conceptual thing, and it takes me a little bit to like hone it down. But like things that like have been opening to me is like witnessing like playing with rhythm, people like playing with sound as a character. So like there's a moment in a circus style clown show that I thought was absolutely stunning, where the show is silent, and the only time there's music was when like they plug a cable in and it becomes like a character. Being able to see so many different styles of clown, so many different styles of like circus clown, red nose clowning, with red noses, without red noses.
Clowning in itself is a much broader umbrella than people think.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of different subgenres.
I am so obsessed in the understanding and the finding out of clown, and I like one of the big things is
so
like
what did you find out?
I've learned that I know nothing, and I love this. That's the space that I hold in me, is that like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm there for it 100%. That's what I love with clowning, is like that's the space that I hold in me when I'm clowning. Is like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll do it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how you wind up with broken wrists. Diving through hoops thinking that it's water. I think that something that would be interesting for anybody listening is that this is your first Edinburgh, right? And it's not really like anything else. And if you could sum up I mean, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about
Everything.
your evenings, everything that you've involved, all of the places you've seen and been. You're not in Kansas anymore, you know? Yeah, exactly.
I'll actually take that back.
Yeah,
I don't want to
go home. Not yet. We've still got bump out to do,
Yeah.
Nathan. Jeez, we're going to need you. What surprised you? What were you thinking was going to happen? And then it turned out to be something else.
My basis to go off of this was Adelaide Fringe is the biggest I've seen. Turn a corner here in Edinburgh and I'll find a pocket that is the size of the Adelaide Fringe Festival.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's like worlds within worlds here. Like I'll go into a building and I'll feel that it's like a third of the size. This building holds the amount of art, the collective art and energy of like a third of that.
It feels a bit like an Escher drawing. You know, you have all of these.
Yes.
Around here, there's so many of these bridges that go over something, and you think you're on the same drawing, think you're on the same road, and then you look up and you're like, oh, I was on that road. It was, there's a bridge up above me. There's these various levels, and you could just turn a corner and find something absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been the big surprise for you?
The size that like has meant something to me has been the collective person hours of art created. It's brought me to tears at points.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
Yeah. It's going to be okay.
Oh, no, it was so okay. I'll cry again.
Yeah. Good. Oh, good cry. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good cry. Yeah, I think like I've just found the people. I found
oh, that's good.
there's so much respect for art. And like as a way of being, as a way of life, there's so many different reasons why we art. Like all of the different people that I've come across here have a completely different reason why they art or why they do what they do or how they got here to do that.
Yeah.
And like for me, like my driver, I'm a big believer in play. Being a little silly bugger.
Yeah.
Being a little silly bugger.
Well, we both went and saw Jeremiah's show Mush last night, which
We absolutely did.
He's extolling the virtues of just what you're talking about there.
Yes, exactly.
That kind of religion.
Yes, I am all here. Mwah. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Play. Like all that.
If you had a message that you wanted to send out into the universe that is now going to be recorded for posterity forever about your religion of play, what would you tell the people?
I would like you to remember that in the end, we all die. Nothing is permanent. Everything is transient, and in that space, when you believe something is solid and you believe that something is difficult, it is not. It will change. Everything will, and instead of expelling the time and pain of that, give a little less shits about it, and
That's very solid. I'm gonna give that a solid B+. No question.
that's the best mark I've ever received in my life.
I'll get a plaque for you for that one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been watching the Onwards to Victory podcast. Make sure you likes, comments, and subscribe-nates. Because if you don't, that thing that you're not sure lives under your sink, maybe it lives there, maybe it's not, maybe you're imagining it. I'm going to make sure it does live there. In fact, I'm going to breed one. I'm going to breed 2 of them. I'm going to have like 18 of them, and they're going to come out while you're asleep and poke you with needles. Or not, or you could just do it because it's a good thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Onwards to Victory podcast. My name is Magnus D. Magnus. The D stands for danger, and this D is standing up straight for you. Good night.
Don't you know we all cheer for Magnus Danger D?